Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Cooking with Marcia. So, what's on the menu for this week? First meal that I'll be preparing is using the humble Brussels sprouts. Very simple. It's just like a cabbage, just very small. It comes on a stalk, and you can actually prepare it just as is from the stalk, or you could remove them from the stalk and prepare them individually like this. So your Brussels sprouts is, like I said, like a mini cabbage, right? A small version of a normal green cabbage. And it is, has the usual fiber, calcium, minerals, potassium, and yes, 1 cup of Brussels sprouts will give you 3 grams of fiber and about 3 grams also of protein. So nothing for you to worry about there. So all I'm going to do is prepare a simple recipe, a simple meal using the Brussels sprouts. Now, what happened was, over the past couple of weeks, I've been going out with a couple of friends here and there, and my choices are limited depending on where I go. So I ended up eating a lot of Brussels sprouts from various restaurants. And now I'm just basically putting some of the ideas together in one meal. The Brussels sprouts is versatile. It's easy to use. I have used it before on camera to show you how you can make a quick salad, simple salad. But now I'm going to show you how you can roast them up and get them really charred, and make a nice sauce to go with it. Pour it over rice. That's another meal. Very, very simple. You can also plant Brussels sprouts, obviously. In my last video, I showed you that I do have a couple of Brussels sprouts plants at the back. They're not yet ready. The Brussels sprout season is anywhere from October to March. So that's the reason why over the past couple of weeks, wherever I go, there's always a Brussels sprout dish on the menu because it's actually in season right now. At the very beginning of the season, that's when you typically would see the Brussels sprouts being sold on its stalk. And it's very beautiful, and it still is easy to do. You can still just throw it in your oven and roast them up quite nicely as they are. This time round, I have the loose ones, and that's what I'll be using today to prepare my first meal of the week. Humble Brussels sprouts. So to prepare our Brussels sprouts for roasting, the first thing we need to do is to make sure that we give it a really nice, good rinse. Just put it on the water and just let it wash as much of the debris off as possible. As we talked about earlier, I'm using the individual Brussels sprout themselves, not the one from the stalk. So just make sure that you're rinsing and draining that off as much as you possibly can. Then you don't need to cut out the tops of the Brussels sprouts. It's just like a mini cabbage, like we said earlier. So just cut out the tops of the Brussels sprouts, and we're leaving it whole for this method, so that it can be roasted whole. Once you're done, you can actually slice them up if you choose to, but I like to just do them whole, so that way they are not, they don't get overcooked. If you cut them, then they cook too fast, and sometimes you may actually overcook them. And for the purpose of what we're doing, I need them to be in that original size and shape as well. Okay, so once you finish doing that, then you're now just going to start preparing your mix. So what I did was I just combined a couple of my favorite spices and create a little rub. So I'm using sea salt, I'm using black pepper, I have some sumac. Sumac gives it that nice zesty taste. And the whole idea of this particular recipe is that it's supposed to be a zesty, spicy Brussels sprouts bowl. I have paprika, and I have a little bit of dried sofritos. So I just put all of that together. I have my spice mixed together. The next thing I need to do is to add some fresh garlic. So I've got a couple of heads of garlic. I'm just going to smash them and chop them up real fine and add that now to my Brussels sprouts for additional flavor, you know, for these sprouts. Once I combine those together, I then add me just a little bit of olive oil, just a small amount, maybe a tablespoon, just so that the seasoning can be coated, can hold on to the Brussels sprouts. So that's the whole idea of it. And then once that's done, it then goes into the oven for roasting. It goes to the oven for about 350 degrees, and it stays there for roughly anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the size of the individual Brussels sprouts themselves. It may be quicker or take longer. If you have additional loose leaves from the sprouts, don't throw those out. Keep them right in that pan, because remember, we're going after a nice charred Brussels sprouts for this actual dish. We're making candied bacon. Yes. And we are going to use the trumpet mushrooms for this candied bacon. And also, I am going to smoke these bacon. I'm using some, old twigs from a holy basil plant. It still has that nice, vibrant, smell, and that will infuse the mushroom as well. I also have rosemary that I'm adding to that as well, and some of the blossoms of my Thai basil plant. So I'm going to combine them all together and smoke them, and then add my mushrooms to it to get a nice infused smoke flavor from this mushroom, and add other seasoning to it and make it into a candied smoked bacon. First thing I'm going to do is to prepare the mushrooms just by removing its stems. It is called trumpet mushrooms because of the shape of it. You know, I guess it somewhat looks like a shape of a trumpet. So I remove the stems of the mushrooms, and then I'm slicing them down as thinly as possible to mimic that length and shape of bacon. Now that my mushrooms is all sliced up and ready to go, I then now need to prepare the smoking part of this mushrooms. So I'm utilizing a steamer pot. You see, you have the base, then you have the middle section that typically you would steam your vegetables in, because it has all the holes in it. So I'm utilizing that. Then I'm going to, and to the base of that pot, I'm adding all of the dried herbs that we spoke about, mentioned earlier, the Thai basil, the rosemary, the Thai basil blossom itself. Just have it laid out nicely in the bottom of that pan. That's going to give it infuse a nice flavor into the mushroom to convert it to a, smoked bacon. And now all I'm doing is just, just put the flame to the herbs to infuse that smoke, because that's the smoke that you're looking for. Then put the steamer basket, the other compartment of the pot, and just wait for it to infuse. Once you start seeing the smoke coming up, okay, so now you can see that the smoke is coming through the holes. And I put a bowl in the middle with a little ice on top. And the whole idea is that the heat is going to melt the ice, and the ice is going to, drip water down now into the base of the pan and continue to then even more infuse that smoke to give me that smoky taste I'm looking for those mushrooms. Just line them all up right around the bowl so everybody's getting a little bit of that smoky flavor. See that, and all that smoke coming through? Yep. And then just cover it. Cover it there and leave it for a few minutes. I would say about 5 minutes. Check to see if you're okay with the smokiness that you're getting. And then once that's smoked, then we can then prepare it now to go into the oven and do its final operation to become a candied mushroom bacon. And while that is smoking away, I'm just gonna make now my little rub. I'm just gonna make my little rub for the mushrooms to give it that bacon taste that people are familiar with. And this is a candied bacon, so I'm adding a little bit of maple syrup as well to give it a little bit of a sweetness, because all I'm trying to do is you know, 1, let it look like bacon, 2, taste like bacon, but 3, mushroom, Brussels sprouts and bacon seems to go hand in hand. So I'm just mimicking that. So I'm adding some paprika, all the spices that I used for the Brussels sprout rub. I'm pretty much doing the same thing for these mushrooms. All I've added in addition to it is some chipotle, and that's going to give me a little bit of heat, but also some more smokiness. And then of course the maple syrup is also what you're seeing being added there as well to give it that sweetness to become the candied mushroom bacon. Right, so that took roughly about 10 minutes to smoke away. I'm now just going to brush that on. I'm now putting this now onto a greaseproof paper and put them into the rub mix that I made, and then in the oven. Once they're in the oven, just keep watching them to make sure that they're not gonna get, you know, too overdone. And of course, when you are done, when you pull them out and you leave them for a little while and they cool, they actually even firm up even more. Okay, so that's the candied bacon now in the oven, you know, to finish off the cooking process. Okay, so now the candied bacon is done, and I basically just left them out for a little while to cool down, remove them off the paper, and now I'm just gonna rough chop them, just small bites to sprinkle over the top of my Brussels sprout bowl as an additional flavor and texture for that dish. And then the other component of this meal is the quinoa. You can use rice if you choose to. I would, as usual, I always encourage you to stay away from the white rice. But if you choose to use rice, you could use your brown rice or any different types of rice like wild rice and so on. I'm choosing to use quinoa for this particular one. So, you know, earlier I just steamed some quinoa. All I did was I just put a cup of quinoa into my rice cooker, 2 cups of water, and a lot of really nice herbs to give it a nice flavor, and a touch bit of curry powder to give it a bit of a pop of color. So when I do combine all the different components of this dish, you know, it just gives a nice color. That's the reason for adding that curry powder. So yes, so that was that's actually in the steam and in my rice steamer, steaming away. So once that's done and cooled down, I will then add it to the dish as well. Okay, so now we're going to make the sauce for the Brussels sprouts. Remember, it's a zesty, spicy sauce. So I'm going to start off with, in a saucepan, I'm just going to add, I've got a little bit of water in here, and then I'm going to add some coconut amino, which is the substitute for a soya sauce. It's made from coconut. It is organic and it's soy-free. So I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of that in my mixture. To that, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and also the zest of a lemon. Just want to get nice and zesty. And some salt. Not too much salt because the coconut amino is a little bit salty. My oil seasoning that I tend to use, just a couple sprigs, nothing more. Just trying to get some, spiciness, flavor going on. My sofrito, just a dash of that. Some black pepper. A little bit of paprika. And some sumac. So sumac has this nice zesty flavor, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a nice spicy but zesty flavor for these Brussels sprouts. So I'm just going to have a teaspoon of that in here. And then one final ingredient, it's my gochujang. So this is going to give it a nice color, but also that spice that I'm looking for. So I'm using about a tablespoon of it because it's very, very spicy. And I'm just going to whisk that together and add that on the stovetop to just get me a nice quick boil with a little bit of consistency in terms of thickness. So I can just add that now to my Brussels sprouts. And of course, fresh herbs. I always like to add fresh herbs to my meals. So I'm just picking a few curly parsley, some cilantro, and I have a basil leaves in here as well that I'm just going to add real quick, and some flat parsley. I know I saw you somewhere. You're hiding from me. These are already washed. I put them from my backyard, so I already washed them. I keep them on the countertop just so it's easy for me to access them whenever I need fresh herbs. Now that the sauce is on the stovetop, reducing nicely, I'm now going to make a salad that's going to go with this zesty Brussels sprout bowl. My quinoa is finished and it's in the oven, just keeping warm. The Brussels sprouts already charred. The sauce is on the stovetop, just reducing nicely. My bacon is done, and all I'm going to do now is to make the salad that's going to complement and put this whole dish together. So what do I need? Brussels sprouts. So I've shredded some Brussels sprouts. And all I'm going to do is just to add that into my container like so. Very simple, really, Brussels sprout, and I've made one before for my channel. So it's very, very simple. Just adding all of that like so. And the purpose of making this Brussels sprout salad is that now the complete meal is going to be giving you layers of textures. So you're going to have your Brussels sprouts, you're going to have your quinoa, and you're going to have your cooked, roasted, charred Brussels sprouts on top. So you're getting a different texture throughout this dish. And just mix those together. That's it. Quick little salad. And, lemon juice, lime juice should be your best friend in the kitchen. Whenever you're making anything and you want to kind of give it a bit of a lift, a bit of a kick, lemon juice. This is your very simple Brussels sprout salad that I'm going to add to this meal I'm trying to complete. But at the same time, you could actually just have this as part of any other meal. Brussels sprout, grated, salt and pepper, zest of a lemon, and the juice of half a lemon, and that's it. Your nice salad. All done. All I need to do now is to plate up my Brussels sprout bowl. My zesty, spicy Brussels sprout bowl. So, I have my nice little bowl here. And the first thing I'm going to start off with is at the base. So the base is where I'm putting my Brussels sprout salad. my Brussels sprout salad is down. And then we're just gonna put a cup of my quinoa that I steamed. So that's all it is. That's my quinoa. It smells delicious. It smells delicious. Okay. And from there, I'm just going to start adding some of my Brussels sprouts. And then from there, I'm going to pour on now some of my sauce. So this is the Zesty sauce that I made earlier. Just going to pour some of that on there like so. All the Brussels sprouts are getting a little bit of this nice, beautiful sauce that is zesty, right? So that's my Brussels sprout bowl. And then on top of that now, I'm adding my little crunch bits, which are the bacon. Finish her off with some Thai blossoms with that nice fragrant, but also nice little bit of pop of color. And that, my friends, is our Brussels sprout bowl. See, from here you can see the salad at the bottom, the quinoa in the middle, all that beautiful sauce running off of the Brussels sprouts right into you know, the quinoa and the salad, and just my bacon bits on top. So the whole idea is just this is one meal. This is one complete nice meal, nice small bowl that you can enjoy. So remember, Brussels sprouts is a very good source of fibers. It's about, for each cup of Brussels sprouts, about 3 grams of fiber, and also 3 grams about of protein. It has other source of vitamins and minerals like calcium. Good source of vitamin C, calcium, magnesium. It really is a nice little powerhouse, these little Brussels sprouts. So like I said before, the season runs from anywhere between October through to March. So it's a good time now to go out and see if you can find some Brussels sprouts in your local supermarket or your farmer's market, and pick a few up and try and make this meal or make some other version of this meal. And this is what I came up with. My beautiful combination of raw Brussels sprouts and charred roasted Brussels sprouts over quinoa with my mushroom bacon. Remember, you can use the mushroom bacon for other things. You can use it just like a bacon if you want to have that for your breakfast, or just to chop up on certain things to give it nice texture. So, taste test. So I'm just going to go in with a little spoon so I can get a nice good combination of everything from the bottom all the way up to the top. Look at that. Yes. And some, yes. See? Getting everything common. Don't go, run away from me now, bacon. Nice. Everything. So I'm getting the raw. This is delicious. Not because I made it, but because it's a nice combination. If you're like me and you like that zesty taste, this is perfect. It gives you that nice zest from the lemon and the rind of the lemon and the lemon juice that I used, but also it at the back of your tongue is giving you that spicy, not too spicy, not for me anyway, not too spicy, just enough to know I am here, you know? So that combination of, you know, the zest and the spiciness is a really, really wonderful combination. So I would say go ahead and try and, you know, make this dish. Send me a note, let me know what you think. But, just remember, all we're trying to do here is to say that we need to follow what the word of the Most High told us to, which is to eat plants, fruits, and vegetables, which will be our meat and our medicine. And all I am doing is to show you that it's not that difficult to do, because there are fruits and vegetables out there that you can eat and treat and have that nice same feeling as if you're eating meat. That means something looking as delicious as this, a nice big bowl of this. This is beautiful. But with this, you're complying with the law, right? And that's what we need to do. So please go ahead, give this recipe a try, and just let me know what you think. But that's the whole idea of me being in this space. My job is just to kind of show you that, one, to inform you that you need to be following the word of the Father that told us what to eat. And in doing so, I'm also showing you that it can be done, and giving you different recipes that you can use to be in compliant with the covenant with the Most High. So, all praises and thanks to the Most High. Grateful and thankful to the Father for the gift of life. Peace and blessing to you and your family. And we will see you soon. Talk to you. Walk.
He said also, that nation you serve I shall judge. We walk in the wilderness, it hurts so much, so much. I praise him.